Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Grab a cold one, crank up the volume, and join the show. Welcome to NBNR Live. And here we go.
It's no block, no rock. Oh,
There we go.
I was just waiting until I heard it. Go Big Red indeed. No block, no rock. Episode 250. That's a nice crispy number. 250. It's a lot of episodes.
It's quite a few.
Some might say too many. Not
me.
us,
Yeah, not me.
but other people might say that. Let's start off on this bye-week episode talking about the brewskis we are enjoying. Pickle Fight, the best pickle beer in the state. I will die on that hill. Every other one pales in comparison. So if you can get you a Pickle Fight and a Hy-Vee or something, go do it. You won't regret it. Connor.
I'll tell you what, it is a bye-week episode, which means a couple of different things. The Huskers didn't win. They didn't lose.
Right.
I did win because I got some fresh Squeeze the Day in the studio today. Lemon Radler,
baby.
beer of the summer.
Hey,
it's
no Pilsner?
No Pilsner right now.
All right.
But it's technically fall. But, you know, we're still in September. I'm still
Yeah.
calling it summer. Squeeze the Day. Beauty. It's still warm outside.
It's you could say it's hot outside.
Yeah,
So
I hate it.
it is 100% the right beer to drink with this weather.
Absolutely. Mike Delaware, what do you got over there?
I am drinking. Kyle's not here, so
I was gonna say.
I'm on the P's and Q's today. So bear with me, guys. And since he's not here, and since it's my favorite beer, the EOS Hefeweizen. I went to another brewery this weekend, and I tried one of their Hefeweizens. There's nothing like home, guys. There's no place like home.
No place.
This
Are
is
you clicking the heels under that table?
I should be. This is the best Hefeweizen in the state, maybe in the country. So,
Oh, damn.
I've tried a lot of Hefeweizens. This is just my favorite one, and yeah, the other one they just couldn't do it. So
You go to other breweries around the state, and it's like, there's no better pickle beer. There's no better hef.
Hey, I'll tell you
Like,
what.
come on,
there's-
man.
I have to, because I try to represent the state as well as I can. There are a lot of really good breweries in the state of Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very biased. So like,
As you should be.
Take my opinion, you know, with a grain of salt, but I do appreciate, like you guys really do appreciate it.
oh yeah, yes.
It's no
And
bullshit.
you wouldn't drink it every week if you didn't.
No,
It's
no.
not just because it's free.
Yeah, it's not just because it's free.
Yeah.
It's not just because it's on brand, but it's because it's world class.
In every glass.
Look
He
at that.
smoked you
Look
again.
at that.
That's okay.
Your ass
Smoke me.
recently.
smoke the Jared pack. Just go for it. Mike, did you want to promote Sinovation?
Of course, I
Okay.
do.
I just want to make sure I don't want to throw it over to you before you're
I'm ready now. So
get it, King.
let me read it. I'm going to try to do it as good as Connor does, even though Connor's here. He could definitely do this, but it's fine. At Sinovation Omaha, your image is our business. From eye-catching indoor and outdoor signs to clear, professional wayfinding solutions, we help your brand stand out where it matters the most. Transform walls into stunning wraps, turn vehicles into rolling billboards with custom decals and privacy or style with vinyl window graphics. When you partner with Sinovation Omaha, you're not just getting signage, you're adding curb appeal and creating a lasting first impressions for your customers. Hey, we got through that.
Hey, I need like the NBA dunk contest. I just need a little sign to hold up. I'm giving that one an 8.6.
Yeah.
That's a good ranking.
We try.
8.6 there.
We try. But I will say, I give Sinovation a 10.
Oh, Sinovation
Because
easily a 10.
they are elite at what they do. They make signs, they make your business pop, and they're local. So why not support local like we do on this pod?
Dude,
make sure you guys go check them out.
If Sinovation was making our signs, we would have LED illuminated signs. We'd have vinyl wraps. We'd have magnets. We'd have whatever we wanted.
I mean, I don't want to like spill the beans, but we might be having some of those cool things very soon on this podcast. So
I've heard.
Shout out to our friends at Sinovation Omaha.
So, speaking of Sinovation, like you guys brought up this dunk contest, and all I can think about is like, if this were a dunk contest, Sinovation would be 2000 Vince Carter. That's what they'd be.
Oh, I was also thinking maybe like an Aaron Gordon.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just feel like the Vince Carter one.
Oh, Vince Carter,
Just,
obviously all time, but Aaron Gordon had several years of dominance in that contest.
I'll take your word for it.
I mean, you guys are forgetting about this guy named Zach LaVine.
Come on.
Yes, you are right. I am forgetting him. I am sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what we are. We're an NBA podcast now. Guys.
Yeah. No, not even close.
Well, look, we're talking about NBA, and it's kind of easy to do that because it's a bye week. We exercised some of our frustrations a couple times last week. Twice.
Are you in a better mood today? Because like last week you were on one. You were on one.
Yeah, a little bit.
You were like, we gotta be Iowa. We are Iowa. We are gonna rename Matt Rule Kurt Ferentz.
No, all I said was as if Matt Rule, let's just say Matt Rule stays here for the next 20 years and he goes 8-4 every single year. Don't be mad at that. It's okay. And you know what? In this new world of college football, where like a 9-3 is
Bo Pelini.
Is Bo Pelini, but it's better than Bo Pelini because now you're in your mega conference and all that stuff. But like 8-4 every year, people are going to be like insulted by that. And I'm like, no, like 9-3 is the kind of where you want to be because you're right outside the doorstep of a playoff. But if you're like 8-4, like that's respectable.
I might say that 8-4 is like right outside, and 9-3, you're knocking on that door. I mean, again, at this juncture with 12 teams in the playoffs, 9-3, you're knocking on that door.
And I think just college football in general, as we move forward, it's more the NFL, right? If you're an NFL team and you go 10-7, you're still in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes.
Well, I'm just saying, like it's happened.
Yes, definitely.
So I would also, and I actually have two parts here. One of them a little bit unrelated, but somewhat. We talk about like 10-7 in the NFL. Like you're a playoff team, and we've seen not often, but there are some Cinderella teams in the NFL playoffs. Yeah, I think we all agree that in the college football playoffs, Cinderella teams are not going to happen.
You could argue that's like the best part about the NFL is it's not really about the best team like throughout the regular season. It's whoever gets hot at the latest time.
At the right time.
At the right time. Exactly. Yeah. We do have a cool comment in here from Hokie Skur. Thanks for joining us, Hokie.
Hokie Skur.
He said 8-4. Nah, homie, we're going 11-1.
Oh, okay.
Hashtag F Iowa.
Yeah. Does he realize that Penn State is still on the schedule?
Yeah. Although, and I heard this on the radio today. And maybe let's get your guys' opinions on this.
Please.
We watched Penn State play Oregon, who I think is in another category as a Big Ten football team. And obviously it went to overtime. It was a close game. It was a good football game to watch.
Of course.
But are you guys more scared or less scared or about the same after watching Penn State against Oregon?
Am I less scared of Penn State or less scared of No, I think actually I'm more scared of Penn State.
More, okay,
yeah, because I think the Drew Aller sucks.
Wow.
Let's put it on the table. Drew Aller sucks. He's not a good quarterback. I thought like easily going into that game that Oregon was going to handle business. The fact that Penn State was able to hang in with what I think is a fairly dynamic Oregon offense and a decent defense, that's concerning. I mean, like we already I think we spent all of 5 seconds on Penn State in our preseason prediction episode.
Right.
For them to hang with Oregon with, again, dog shit quarterback play shows you that Penn State is nothing to be trifled with. They're not a national title contender. Like they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs and they're going to win at least one game. They're not making the national championship. They won't win it. But it does. There was like a part of me where I thought there was like a 10% chance that Nebraska could possibly win that game.
Possibly, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. No. But seeing them keep up with Oregon, no. Nope.
Okay. The way that you just described it, it makes me think that you'd be more confident because of the way Drew Aller's been playing. And, before coming to the season, you said that there's no way we're going to beat them. And now watching them hang with Oregon, but with subpar quarterback play, we were able to, or we might have a chance in at Penn State. I don't know. We're going to take it one game at a time, obviously. But after watching the game, I don't know. I wasn't as scared of Penn State. That's kind of like, I don't know if it will change my opinion in November when we play them. But after watching them play against Oregon, and I'm not saying we're Oregon at all. Like, Oregon has Jimmys and Joes and X's and O's, but I don't fear them as much. And maybe I think Drew Aller is very talented, but I don't think that James Franklin wants him to be talented. I think he wants him to be a point guard, and I don't think that's going to benefit them. So that's just how I felt after watching the game.
My point was, like, I'm less scared of Oregon and more scared of Penn State, because Oregon should have handled that game, I thought, handily. Like, I thought they should have just sent that thing to hell.
A whiteout.
It was a whiteout. It
night
wasn't
game.
Happy Valley.
Yeah.
It was a night game.
Yeah.
There's all these other factors, but, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, what matters is what happens on the field, and Penn State hanging with Oregon was something I did not expect.
Well, I'm thinking maybe if we roll into Happy Valley as a top 10 team somehow, maybe we have a chance, because old Kirky, well, not Kirk Ferentz, the other Kirk, can't find a way. So,
yeah. So, Michigan State, baby, right?
Like, yeah, I mean, okay. I don't even want to dive deep into Michigan State yet. I want to ask you guys about some things here.
Okay.
Just like some cute Twitter shit.
Okay.
We had a bye week, so there's a lot of talk about, Dylan, and talk going around about how he's too much. Dylan is too much because of the Mahomes cosplaying.
God, that was so wild, man.
Yeah, I want you guys to go off of
that. Was wild.
I would assume.
Do you want to take the first stab, or do you want me to go?
Are you referring to Dan Katz, the affectionately referred to Big Cat?
Here,
pardon my take. Are you referring to his whole tweet about that?
I think him, and just the
CBS
Ari Wasserman that said some shit.
Yeah,
and like during the summer, which is now coming out, just the overall kind of national media just kind of being like, Dylan's annoying because of the Mahomes shit.
So, Barstool Big Cat, who I do admire, I think he is a great analyst and he's funny. Kind of somewhat what we try to do here is give you stats, but also, make light of, the shit that we see. He brought up what I thought was a really good point. He's like, it's fine to say that, I think he's like cosplaying as Mahomes while also stating that he's a good quarterback. He's like, I can say both things.
Right.
Well, they're not like tied into one another. Just because I think he's doing this doesn't make him not a good quarterback. I thought that was a really good breakdown of it. I didn't see what Ari said.
No, dude.
But so are you familiar with Polymarket at all?
You've brought it up a few times.
Yeah, so Polymarket is this prediction gambling app somehow. Yeah. It's like federally legal. Anybody in any state can gamble on this. Polymarket, over the bye week, Heisman odds changed.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Polymarket now has Dylan Raiola at number 1 to win the Heisman.
That is a little crazy.
I find it very odd, and I think I'm going to go down to Castellanos down there at Florida State. Right?
No. You're thinking of
Miami.
Nope. You're thinking of Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza.
Who's Castellanos?
He's at Florida State,
yeah,
but he just lost to Virginia. So
I don't care.
Yeah, he's cooked.
Castellanos he's got some value to that bet. I think Raiola at 1.
That's why.
Like, let's talk. Like, I want to talk about Raiola's stats game over game.
Yeah.
If it were to be, 300 passing yards, 3 TDs a game for the entire season, you're talking about a Heisman season. Or at least a Heisman talk.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell you, don't bet on Dylan Raiola to win the Heisman. I think he's a phenomenal quarterback. He's certainly one of the best quarterbacks we've had here in 20 years. He's not going to win the Heisman. That was my big thing. So
not this year.
Yeah. But I mean, the Mahomes Raiola comparison, again, I don't see it as much as I used to, if I'm being honest. Maybe I've just become numb to it.
You were blind on Twitter last week.
Yeah, dude. It's ramped up way more. It's ramped up.
Is it weird to me or to you guys, I suppose, that everything he does
Yeah.
They're like the little fucking hand thing.
Oh, and the
It's
flex
like,
too. The flex.
He did the Mahomes flex. Like,
Mahomes.
is Mahomes the only quarterback that flexes?
No, he actually invented the flex. Like nobody's ever done it before. Not at any sporting event. Nothing.
People are just looking for ways to make this an issue.
For sure.
Yes.
Like, can we not just? Oh, he needs to be his own guy. Like, is he not? Like, I don't see. Well, he runs out and jumps before a game. Yeah, so do a lot of quarterbacks. So do a lot. Like, it's not Mahomes. Sure, it is something he's done, but like, I feel like we're being weird. Like, the fans and the analysts are being weirder about it than he is.
Yeah, like even CBS before the Michigan game, you know how they have like little player interviews and shit before to like preview the game, and they upload it on YouTube as like a preview. Like, they had Dylan play a game where it was both he and Mahomes were like blacked out, so it was just a silhouette, and he had to guess who it was.
Why?
Like, that's the game that they had Dylan play. It's like, that's so fucking lame.
The
and
liberal
like
media trying to destroy our quarterback.
Okay. In response to like the stuff that was going on the Twitter sphere or X sphere last week, DB even chimed in a little bit and put some people in some graves. I'm just saying, like,
some graves.
DB didn't come with a shovel; he came with an excavator.
Yes, 1,000%. Here's the thing: like, they're talking about, they don't talk about all the good things that Dylan's doing, and that's why we utilize our platform. Is Dylan is playing quarterback at such a high level. The fact that he was able to throw for over 300 yards, and some people are like, stats don't matter. Okay, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like, the dude is playing on another level. If he was playing for any other school right now, like a ranked team, like, they would be going nuts. He would be front runner for the Heisman, all these things. He's completing, he has 11 touchdowns, 1 interception. He leads the country. He's the only guy that has over 1,000 yards passing, over 10 touchdowns, and is completing over 75% of his passes. Like, he is playing on another level right now. And the fact that these guys just constantly go back to the Mahomes thing is just annoying.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. They don't actually watch the games. That's just that you talk about box score watching last week.
Yeah.
Like, that's it 100% what they're doing. They see the little clips, they see the comparisons on social media, and then they just react. And the one, what's his name? Tom? Was it Tom something?
Sorry,
the guy that did the podcast, and that was the guy that DB responded
like Fernelli?
to. Yeah, Fernelli.
Fernelli.
Tom Fernell.
The Fernelli guy. Like, that guy was so off base, it was insane. He's like, oh, I just said that he doesn't have the legs. Like, you realize that he ran for his life, and on the plays that he did make, he was running for his life. Like, I've rewatched the Michigan game because I wanted to see if things were as bad as I thought. And things weren't as bad as I thought sitting in the stadium with you, Jared. And we kind of talked about it last week, but like, I know Matt Rule's like, oh, it was 3 plays. And I kind of see what he's saying is, yeah, there were 3 plays. We did shut their offense down, just not when we needed to. And then those 3 big plays. Now, if that continues to happen, then maybe you don't have a very good rush defense.
Right.
But I do see where, like, we didn't fill a gap properly. You took a bad angle. Like, there's some things that happened against an elite running back. And Dylan was the most positive part of the entire game. So the fact that somebody could watch that and be like, yeah, and this is why Dylan sucks. And then you go look at the numbers and you're like, wait, which part? The fact that he was sacked 7 times? He was running for his life the entire game?
Yeah.
What?
Well, like,
and so
I respect, and like, yes. Again, like, I don't think that's been one of my criticisms is like, yes, he does not step into his throws all that often. Okay. He likes to depend on his arm talent, which sometimes kind of flutters, like little, floated in.
I do think just to point on that really quick. I do think that Nebraska fans see him do that, and we've never had a quarterback with the amount of arm talent that Dylan has. So when it looks lackadaisical for him doing that,
right,
fans kind of react. In reality, we just don't have a guy that has been able to make those types of throws with such ease the way that he does it. So I think it's kind of twofold, where it's like, well, I really wish he would just step in there and rifle it in. But in reality, the ball's where it's supposed to be. And I know that he's just kind of lobbing it in there, but it's a good ball because he has so much arm talent.
And yeah, you have a good point about Nebraska quarterbacks lacking in the mechanics, right? But I'm still watching other quarterbacks play too. Like, I'm not just watching Nebraska quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But my only suggestion for Dylan is step into your throws, put some zip sometimes, and maybe not float backwards and like into the pressure sometimes. Like I feel like sometimes he kind of floats back and he doesn't get rid of the ball, which also helps with his completion percentage. He doesn't like to get rid of the ball. He likes to keep it and then he gets sacked. So it doesn't go against his completion percentage.
I don't think he holds it that long.
I'm not saying Dylan's like a bad.
I don't think he holds the ball that long.
I also think that stepping into your throw would be a lot better if we had, I don't know, a left tackle that can keep the pressure off that blind side, give him more time in that pocket.
Yes.
And give him an opportunity to be able to do so.
Yes.
But again, so I'm stepping back just one level. I'm sorry. For the Mahomes comparison, do you guys know any Nebraska fan that is comparing Raiola to Mahomes?
I think mainly just the Chiefs fans that love Mahomes, and they're like, yeah, Dylan Raiola, his game looks similar because they train with the same guy. And like, why would you not want to model your game after one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL? Like, I get it.
I don't know any Nebraska fan personally that is making that comparison. It's just odd. But again, to the stepping into the throw, like the O-line is not giving him the best looks.
No, not at all.
So like sometimes, you just got to get fucking rid of that thing. And he holds on to it too long and he's taking sacks. And it was the same thing we said, last year about Shedeur Sanders.
Now that's different.
Shedeur Sanders is very different. Shedeur Sanders was like actively taking sacks to preserve that completion percentage. Dylan doesn't seem to be doing it to that level. So I don't think that's like an intentional thing to like preserve his.
No, I'm not saying that's. I'm not saying he's trying to make his completion percentage better. What the fuck is that noise?
I have no idea. I heard it too though. But again, I think sometimes if the ball gets held too long, we're just not getting separation on our receivers. Luke Lindenmeyer has been great about being a great check down for him. I think that's been very positive, but sometimes there's just nothing there.
Yeah. We have a good comment in the chat here that I thought kind of goes well with what we're talking about right now. He says, DR is just easy prey for tasteless content creators to rage bait their algorithms towards Nebraska fans. I totally agree with this.
Yes.
Like that is 100% is what happened. Like Nebraska, they are so good at Twitter and social media because we do give a shit that they love like the CBS thing. Oh, who is this and who is that? They love doing that because not only does it just spark the people on the other fan bases, but it pisses off the Nebraska fans and they go click, 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 click.
Click. You want to get a ton of clicks on this episode? Let's clip this right here. Dylan Raiola not good enough to win 2 straight national championships.
Gosh.
Yeah, just put that, just cut out the national championship part. Just put the Dylan Raiola not good enough. Boom. Nebraska fans are going to go nuts. That's all you have to do. Yeah, just make one criticism at all. Yeah. And Nebraska fans are going to go nuts.
We're going to come in droves. Even during our 8-year bowlless streak, you could have the smallest bit of criticism for Nebraska, and we would still, show up. Shut up! You don't know ball. Fuck you. Even though we haven't been in a bowl for 8 years.
The year we went 3-9, I was sitting on Twitter like, "Fuck, we're a great 3-9 team."
Scott Frost is fine. I mean, Scott Fuck is fine.
Yeah, I saw somebody call him Scott Lost recently.
Well, he did. He just lost to Kansas State. Yeah. We have another good comment in the chat. He said, "All the people talking crap on Dylan, especially the Husker fans that say that stuff, needs their face stuffed in a toilet." So
give him a swirly.
Yeah, give him the old swirly, especially the Husker fans that are ripping their quarterback, the best quarterback they've seen with their own eyes.
Legitimately, I think at this moment, tell me, you two in this room, the chat will crucify me later.
Sure.
I think Dylan Raiola is a top 3 Big Ten quarterback right now.
Yeah, I don't think that's outlandish.
I'm not going to be against that.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the Big Ten. There's actually the Big Ten has a lot of great quarterback play right now.
Well, when you have 20 teams, there's a lot of quarterbacks, believe it or not. Yeah. So,
but is he better than Drew Aller? That's the question.
Statistically, yes.
Yeah,
but I'm told stats are for idiots. So
yeah, statistically, it's not quite close. Also, Mike, was it you that sent it to me this morning about how? We were told Cincinnati wasn't a quality win. They're now favored against Iowa State, a ranked team.
Yeah.
It's 1.5. So I do have, and I'm sure this is going to come in that chat pretty quickly. The game is at Cincinnati. A home team typically gets 3 points. They're favored by 1.5. So realistically, they expect Iowa State to win. At least Vegas does. But I mean, still, Cincinnati's a good team. It's not like this Nebraska team A, has not won a quality game, or B, not competed at a high level with a team like Michigan. I would argue in the Big Ten, Michigan's probably got one of the strongest running games. Like, I don't think I'm crazy to say that.
I think
either.
they have the best running back in the country. I think Justin Haynes is the best running back in the country. Yeah, and guess what? There's a reason he was committed and he played at Alabama before he transferred to Michigan. Like, I know people don't like people that see that they're like, oh, you're from Michigan. He's a Michigan guy. No. He went to Alabama, right? Then he went to Michigan, and Michigan has Jimmys and Joes around him. So it sure as hell helps, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be assuming things go well for Nebraska this year, 8-4, 9-3. You know, that Michigan loss is going to be one where we look back and go, you know what? Not that bad of a loss. It's just in the moment when you see your lines get dominated, it's kind of disheartening at the time.
Yeah.
Right? In the Big Ten, where your lines are very, very important, and you see them get manhandled.
Yeah.
You know, it's just in the moment. It's like, damn it. It's disheartening.
My question for you guys is, from here on out, are you, and I wouldn't say rooting, but are you looking for Michigan to get some key wins here to make that 3-point loss look a little bit better?
I personally think, just looking at Michigan's schedule, I think that it's going to happen anyways. Even if Michigan goes 9-3, 8-4, like, that's a good team in the Big Ten.
Right.
And they've got a true freshman quarterback. He's going to be put in some bad spots. Like, it is what it is.
Like, top quarterback in the nation.
Oh,
what I've heard.
Yeah, I heard he's actually going to be the first pick in the 2028 NFL draft. That's what I heard. I don't know.
You're such a...
That's what I've heard.
You're a little shit stirrer over there, Mike.
Hey, he's got a 54% completion rate. That's nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've seen fan bases just clamor towards 50% completion percentage like Anthony Richardson.
I knew that was coming, you son of a gun.
Jesus. Well, and, you know, we're talking about Bryce Underwood and Justice Haynes, and, you know, Brendan Sorsby is looking more and more legit.
He's a baller, dude.
He's a good QB.
Like, you see okay, so Nebraska is still ranked on paper the best pass defense in the nation. And of course, like, Sorsby passes for like 70 something yards against us, right?
Yeah.
And then you see he's putting up like 270, 320. His completion percentage is probably near Dylan's.
He's actually the number 1 PFF quarterback in the country right now. If you want to talk about Heisman odds and all that stuff, he is the number 1 rated quarterback, according to PFF, in the entire country.
Yeah. And
we made him look like a running back.
Make him look like Mike Delaware out there.
No, I can't run like that.
Do you want to hear a hot take on, you know, how we made Sorsby look? I think Cincinnati knew what this Nebraska defense was, what that D-line looked like, and they knew they could capitalize on the run game. And that's why you didn't see a ton of passing yards out of Sorsby in that game. Now, when he's playing teams, they're like, that D-line's a little bit more difficult, a little bit more staunch up front. We got to air it out a little bit more. I think that's why we didn't see that much out of Sorsby in that Cincinnati game.
Which is interesting. That's an interesting point, because Big 12 teams aren't supposed to have better lines than us. You know? They're not supposed to. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying they're not supposed to.
Yeah. Well, and again, I mean, we've talked about this 100 times too, is that our team's young, man. Like,
youngest in the Big Ten.
Yeah. They're young. They're small. They're not developed like a team like Michigan is. We're just not there yet. And we can get there. I'm not saying that this current, unit will. I'm saying that it's possible. But if I'm Cincinnati looking at this Nebraska D line, I see a very glaring issue here.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to take advantage of that. That's how you win games, and it's how it came down to an incredibly tense ending. So why air the ball out and potentially with a Nebraska secondary that, again, is no joke. I mean, Underwood, again, not a great passing quarterback.
He did just enough with his arm. So
yeah,
I don't know. Everybody's like, they're talking about how elite he is as a passer. Nobody has seen that yet.
Like, he's got a strong arm.
Yeah,
but so what?
So what?
Mike, if you're drafting a pitcher in the MLB draft, he can throw 100, but he doesn't know where the fuck it's going.
Yeah,
you kind of have to have a little bit of accuracy as well.
Mike made a reference moments ago, which was a direct shot at me, and I get it.
I get it.
He was right.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, it's the only time I'm ever going to say that. But Anthony Richardson, I mean, Anthony Richardson was great on his feet, much like Bryce Underwood.
Yes.
He could take hits, much like Bryce Underwood, and he could throw the ball a quarter mile. Nobody knows where it's going, but the ball will travel.
Yeah, it'll get there.
Bryce Underwood is Anthony Richardson. I believe that.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe it's the same play style. The only thing that I see out of Bryce Underwood that I didn't see in Anthony Richardson is Bryce Underwood is not made of glass.
Not yet. Not yet. You know,
but if you continue to take hits, like you're going to be.
So I did want to inform you guys, because this is literally like on the spot, but we are going to have a couple Michigan State guys joining us. When? They're in like 15 minutes or so. They're going to help us preview Michigan State. We've got 169 people in here watching us live.
Nice.
While Jared's grabbing a Nebraska Brewing Company beer.
Anyone?
I'll take one. While he's grabbing Nebraska Brewing Company beer, if you guys don't already, make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on all our social platforms at NBNR Podcast. It's the same handle, so we make it really easy for you. But yeah, we've got a Michigan State podcast that is joining us here in probably about 10 to 15 minutes.
Is it green by 90?
No, and it's not green by 90. Thank God.
Sparty party.
So before they get in here, before they get in here, maybe we give our 2 cents a little bit about this Michigan State game, and then we'll get them in here to kind of validate some of the stuff that maybe we think could happen on Saturday. We'll get a prediction from them, and then we'll give our predictions at the end.
Well, Mike, you're the big guest guy. You like to book our guest. It would have been nice.
I didn't know until
if I would have known.
Yeah, it sounds like this just happened.
Because I literally have zero. Like I have like basic like, hey, I see your quarterback, and his numbers last year were very similar to Dylan's, where like he also threw like double-digit interceptions, like 13 to 11 touchdown interception ratio, like very similar to Dylan's.
Almost exactly.
Yeah. And so I was just wondering, because you look at his numbers now, and they look pretty damn good too. Aiden Childs. So I'm just curious to know what kind of quarterback we're looking at here. Is it more Bryce Underwood?
Well, guess what?
I don't know.
Guess what?
What?
I have people that will answer those questions for you coming on into our show live. So make sure you, look, Corby's from Michigan. He says, living in Michigan, they treat him like a god here. There's willing ignorant. Okay, I think he's actually talking about Bryce Underwood, I'd imagine. So disregard.
Mike, while I give a little bit of a point here, can you just pull up Michigan State's schedule so far for me?
Yeah.
I think from what I've seen, I'm looking purely at scoreboard. I have not
box score watcher.
Yeah.
Oh,
shame.
You heard it. You heard it here first.
Game of Thrones. Shame.
Okay. Do you want me to read you what they've done so far?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So far, Michigan State, they opened their season against Western Michigan. They won 23-6. The next game they played Boston College, and they won 42-40.
Yes.
Then they played Youngstown State, the Fighting Penguins.
The Fighting Pellinis.
They won that game 41-24. And then they played at USC, and they lost that game 45-31.
Yeah.
And we open as a 10.5-point favorite, which is wild.
So I think what a lot of people, if they're watching right now, are thinking is, wow, that's a close game against USC. I think USC might be a paper tiger. I really think they might be. I don't think they're as good as people think they are. I think from what I've heard is that there are 2 different Michigan State teams. There's one that's out for blood, and there's one that's out there to kind of roll over. It's going to depend heavily on that. We are in Lincoln. So I think, we trend more towards, a team that's a little bit more easily rattled. Memorial, while not like a hostile environment, a very loud one. A very loud one.
Connor.
So opening, I don't know if the line's still at 10.5. That is for Nebraska, 10.5 is a lot of points. I'm sorry.
I feel like that's a lot of points,
too.
A
lot.
Yeah. I do think, again, hanging with USC, they still lost, but would you say 11 or 12?
Yeah.
It was 45-31.
Yeah.
So 2 tutties.
I have a hot take. Nebraska is better than USC.
It's kind of hot. That's kind of hot.
Without giving an official scoring prediction right now, I'm going to say that I think Nebraska can cover that 10.5. It's going to take a really great game from the secondary. It's going to take a game where the defensive line doesn't get absolutely manhandled like they did in that Michigan game. I'm not concerned about the offense. I'm not concerned about offensive production. I don't think there's been a game this year where I've been concerned about it. Frankly, Cincinnati was like, I mean, that was the biggest test. Michigan was also a big test, but that came more down to, getting defensive stops. I think Nebraska can cover 10.5 against Michigan.
Okay. I mean, and we're not doing our scoring predictions or anything yet, but I'm glad,
I'm not giving a score.
Yeah, I'm glad you threw your cover corner, and then that's good. A couple things about Michigan State that I do know, and I would like to ask these guys a little bit, is their pass defense is very bad, or it's been very bad so far. Like 117th in the country, going against one of the top 10 passing offenses in the country. I think that's where your betting lines probably come in a little bit, is Nebraska's been able to throw the ball, and they haven't been able to stop the throw. Now, what's going to worry me is another mobile quarterback coming in. This will be the third one for Nebraska, and they didn't do a very good job in the first two. In my opinion, they failed both tests against running teams and running quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So seeing Aiden Childs come in here, it worries me a little bit. The design quarterback runs, I know I said it in the stands, I said it last week, but when they spread us out, when they were spreading out our defensive backs and everything, and then going right up the middle with the quarterback, like there was nobody home in the middle of the field.
Nope.
And so you'd hope after a bye week that they can get some of that stuff squared away. But it just seemed like Michigan, they saw something, they knew something coming into that game. They're like, we're going to absolutely annihilate them in the middle of the field.
If you want that 8-4, you want that 9-3, Michigan had to be your wake-up call. It had to be. You have to be, like, again, going in, you got an extra week here. You have to understand that this is what they're going to want to do. They see that weakness. You're going to have to patch those holes.
Yeah, dude, like, if they're going to have the type of season that we want them to have, the month of October is where it's going to be made or lost. Like, this is the month, because you're facing teams that aren't great. You're facing teams that prioritize basketball over football.
I hate it.
And it's time to fucking go. Like, this is the month. The month of October is where you make hay.
Did anyone in this room call Michigan State a loss?
No, we all picked dubs.
Then figure it out.
Figure it. Now, I'm assuming they're not here yet, right?
They're not here yet.
Okay. So, I know, Mike, this is for you, but, Connor as well. Elijah Pritchett is going to start. Yes.
I would think so.
He better.
He better.
He better. I mean, like,
I'm going to write
a strongly worded letter if Elijah Pritchett is not starting.
I know Rule kind of talked about it a little bit. Like, he was being very coy. He was being, what's that word when you try to be secretive? He's trying to be
coy. I think you nailed it. Yeah.
He's trying to be cute about it.
It's the coach speak,
yeah.
I'm not going to give away everything I'm doing. They asked about backup running back.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a plan for that. Hey, they asked about left tackle. Yeah, we got a plan for that.
Yeah, you got a plan, huh?
Yeah, I mean, here's my thing.
Remember when he was asked about running back and he goes, I had asked them. Who's your RB2? I had asked them. I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey, I love that answer. That just tell, that's the situation that you're in. It's kind of a shitty situation. You kind of put yourself there. But yeah, I don't fucking know.
Hey,
none of us know.
We beg for CEO style, right?
Yeah.
And then when he gives answers like that, people are like, "Oh, don't you think the head coach should know?" It's like, do you want a CEO or not, right? Like,
so again, today's Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we want to give Michigan State 5 days to plan for Elijah Pritchett?
Connor.
I mean, they're going to prepare for both. It doesn't matter who's the left tackle.
But we also understand that, like, we talked about this last week, that the level of talent is so disparate in that position that Elijah Pritchett is a clear winner. So, like, you would assume they plan for an Elijah Pritchett out there. But at RB2, like most of those guys, they have different skill sets, but like they are a little bit different.
Hey, did you say skill sets? Did you use quotes when you said that?
I did. Actually. Yeah, I did.
Connor, like, we don't want to reveal blah blah blah. It's like, if we would have came out against Cincinnati and like we hid some stuff we don't want to reveal. It's like, bro, you're not good enough to do that shit. Just play your full game. Do what you do best. Don't worry about if Scott Satterfield on the Cincinnati sidelines has 3 more days to prepare. Like, you just got to do what you do best.
Yeah.
And that's Elijah. We play Elijah on the left, and Gunner, I guess you go on the right.
Well, we'll see.
I don't know.
I said this going to the Michigan game. I will be interested to see how long of a leash Teddy has at right tackle. If Elijah indeed starts at left tackle, how long of a leash will Teddy have at right tackle before they put Gunner in at right? You know, it's funny, too. I don't know how many gamers are in here. We've got 200 people in the chat. How many gamers are in here? But in college football 26, Elijah Pritchett is your starting left tackle, and Gunner Gatula is your starting right tackle. Fun fact. Maybe they know ball.
I want to find out, is there a line on how many pancakes that Elijah Pritchett gets against this Michigan State team?
Pancakes. You know, it's funny because
I've got it at 1.5. I think he'll get 2.
Well, okay, so we had released a video talking about how Elijah should play at left tackle because it's clear the talent discrepancy, right? And then Dan Billy Waldrop, who used to play lineman, he used to be a lineman for Nebraska.
Yes.
He commented on our video on TikTok and said, do they even keep track of pancakes anymore?
They should.
And I said, I don't know. I haven't seen one in a while. So I don't know if that's even a stat we keep track of anymore. Mr. Billy Waldrop.
Okay, so we did just have our guests join. Michigan Gang Sports is going to be joining us here in 2 seconds. One more comment on Elijah Pritchett. I think it will benefit the run game more than the pass game. I just think that the running game looks way different when Elijah Pritchett is out there playing left tackle. But let's introduce our guests, guys. Welcome to the chat, guys. Welcome in.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm glad I was able to make this work. I'm excited to obviously talk to you guys later this week, but I'm excited for the game. It's going to be a truly interesting game. I'm sure you guys have a ton of questions on Michigan State overall, but it's going to be a unique one, but it's going to be a good one, hopefully a competitive game as well.
Hey, you'll have to please forgive me, sir.
Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, because the guy that you can probably see, can you guys see each other?
Yeah, we can see each other.
You can't see us, but you're kind of a late addition, so I need to know what your name is and who you work for, if you work for anyone.
Yeah, so my name is Zach, and honestly, I don't work for anyone. This is something that I've always enjoyed. This is something that I do for fun. I don't make anything doing this. It's something that I've always been extremely passionate about. It's something that I've always wanted to do. Love talking Michigan State, love talking just sports in general, and truly just started with myself, kind of trying to build my podcast on the side of things. And this is my first time ever joining another podcast. So I truly appreciate you guys letting me on. I'm excited to kind of bring the MSU perspective of things. I know that you guys have had Michigan guys on. I've watched your podcast. It's a great podcast, and I'm excited to talk to you guys about MSU.
Zach, just so you know, you are not being paid for this.
Okay. We also don't get paid.
Yeah, we also don't get paid. So welcome to another podcast where we do this because we love it. So there you have 209 Husker fans in here that want to know about Michigan State. Give us just a high level of what we should expect from Michigan State offensively, defensively, because I'm sorry, I don't know a lot about him. I know that Aiden Childs is a baller, but other than that, I don't really know much about him.
Yeah, so no, you're obviously and honestly right. Aiden Childs this year has grown tremendously than what he had last year. Obviously, when he was at Oregon State, he did play every third drive, so he had a little bit of experience doing that, but last year was truly his first ever starting experience. It was a little bit of an up and down experience. You saw really the potential that Aiden Childs had last year, but this was an offensive line that had issues last year trying to protect Aiden Childs. Now, obviously, with how athletic he is, he caused some issues for other teams, but you're continuing to see that this year as well. I do think he's been better protecting the ball this year. He's had very few throws that could be turnover worthy. I think that's truly the greatest momentum builder that he had from this year. You can just really see him continuing to strive, continuing to get better week in and week out. And I think that's truly the biggest difference from last year to this year is obviously his growth, but then offensively, you have to talk about guys like Nick Marsh. You have to talk about guys like Amari Kelly. Now, this offensive line overall, I do think is better. Now, they do have a couple injuries that they're not 100% sure if they're going to play in this game. I don't know how much I'm going to talk about that.
Left tackle is not playing.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, Stan Rammel probably won't be playing, which is obviously huge. If you know anything about offensive line, left tackles, probably the most important, maybe the second most important. So that's definitely going to be interesting to see what the coaching staff does there.
Zach, we were just talking about
Zach.
left tackles about 5 seconds before you got on here.
Yeah, man.
I was just going to say there's one of my teams. We have a really good left tackle with the Detroit Lions. The other team with MSU has kind of struggled with the left tackle on the offensive line the last couple of years. So definitely understand what it's like to deal with a little bit of offensive line issues. But offense is truly where this Michigan State team just truly relies on. Honestly, this offense for MSU under Brian Lindgren has taken that next step. Running the ball, they've been better this year. I think Mekhi Frazier is by far the best running back that this team has. You've seen it throughout this year. He played in the USC game. Don't know if he was necessarily 100% healthy. I know he did get injured against Youngstown State, so he's going to be a guy you're going to have to keep an eye on for. And I know you want to talk about defense. I wanted to focus mostly on the offense because that's truly the strength of this team. Defensively, pass rush has been an issue for MSU the last couple of years. It continues to be one this year. So I'm sure that you guys hearing that might bring joy a little bit because pass rush getting to the quarterback has been a little bit of an issue. Linebacker is a little bit thin right now. They do have Jordan Hall coming back. He did end up getting a targeting call in the first half, so he's going to be back. He's going to be a huge guy. He's kind of the green dot for this team, so he's kind of like the captain of this defense. He's a captain on this team as well, so he's a guy that you're going to have to keep an eye for. And then secondary, it's been okay. Like, it hasn't been anything great, but if you truly have to talk about one weakness of this team, it's definitely the defense. So I know that you guys like to score a little bit. It's really going to be about this run defense for Michigan State because that truly seemed like it was the strength of this team going into last game. Don't necessarily know that anymore because of what happened against USC.
All right, Zach, I got a two-parter here for you. You gave us a great rundown there on that Michigan State team.
Yeah, sorry about that a little bit.
No.
Hey, maybe not enough about how bad the defense is, but it's fine. It's fine.
I do really appreciate it because, again, like I haven't had enough time to really deep dive into this Michigan State team, so that's really great context. But we talk about Aiden Childs being a baller. Nebraska's secondary playing, I would say, relatively well. I mean, it's not winning any awards or anything like that.
It's one of the best in the country.
They've done all you can do.
Yeah, it is. I think actually we talked about earlier. Is it still number one in the country?
Still number one.
Still number one in the country.
75 yards a game on average.
I don't know why I'm like so. I'm just waiting for that shoe to drop. But you talk about you've got a great running back there against a Nebraska D line that's been kind of weak. But we also, in the same breath, talk about Michigan State's secondary, that passing defense. I believe we said earlier was ranked, what was it, 111th in the country. Yeah. Do you see Michigan State being able to take advantage of that, I would say kind of weak D line for Nebraska heavier, or Nebraska being able to take advantage of that Michigan State secondary more effectively? Like, where do you see that kind of leaning?
Yeah, I definitely think that's an interesting question. I can definitely lean both ways, to be completely honest with you, because I think we've seen MSU be able to run the ball effectively, especially in the second half. I thought against USC, they were able to run the ball pretty well against a USC defense that is actually pretty good. I know it's definitely better than what they have been in the last couple of years. I know they're extremely athletic, but we've also seen MSU really struggle to run the ball. So I truly think it's going to really depend on what offensive line really steps up, what kind of left tackle we have. Obviously, that's a big unknown. We've had injuries continue on this offensive line. One of our starters is out for the full year earlier against Youngstown State. So it's definitely a deeper offensive line than what we've had. But I think there's a little bit of, again, uncertainty with how this offensive line is going to look without this left tackle. Now, I know you did mention, obviously, Michigan State secondary. I do think a little bit of the issues we've seen in the secondary has been because of a pass rush that Michigan State hasn't been able to have. Now, there's been times where they've gotten a little bit of pressure, but you saw against USC with Mailata, he was able to get out of that, and that was one of the few times where MSU was able to get pressure. So if you want to feel a little bit more comfortable with the Nebraska offense and just being able to attack the secondary, I can definitely see that just because of what MSU has faced this year and how they've given up quite a few yards. Now, no offense to Nebraska, but I truly think USC probably has a little bit of a better wide receiver core than Nebraska has. You could maybe argue a better quarterback. I don't know what you guys' thoughts. I think really highly of Dylan Raiola. I think really highly of Mailata. I think Mailata is great. I think speed-wise, USC maybe provides a little bit more of a challenge for Michigan State, but Michigan State also gave up a lot of points against USC, gave up a lot of points against Boston College, gave up too many points against Youngstown State. Yeah. So, like, do I think you guys should be able to score quite a few points on Michigan State? Yeah, probably. It's just going to be mostly dependent on what your guys' defense can do against this passing attack. Can you force Aiden Childs to make a mistake? And can you defend wide receivers like Nick Marsh, Amari Kelly, Christian McCray? You also have Jack Belling, Michael Masunas. I truly think this offense is the strength of this team. And I think that's going to be truly the difference between can Nebraska force turnovers or can Michigan State force turnovers? Because MSU's defense has done that. They did against USC, got them back in the game against USC. Now, obviously, it was never, I think MSU fans would admit this, it was never truly like MSU was going to probably win the game, but they made it really interesting, which is another really cool thing to see if you're an MSU fan, because unlike last year, this team fights when it gets down, and I feel like that's going to be another interesting thing to kind of keep an eye on for, because I truly think if this was last year's team, if MSU got down against Nebraska early on, I don't know exactly the fight that this team would have. I truly think MSU going into this game will give a fight no matter if it's a close game or not.
Zach, I'm looking at, and you know, Connor, you had mentioned this, but Nebraska's D-line stopping the run has not been good. And so I just want to know, what are the odds, Zach, that we make Mekhi Frazier look like Kenneth Walker out there? What are the odds?
So I think Mekhi Frazier is by far the best running back we've had since Kenneth Walker. I think this offensive line is the best we've had since Kenneth Walker. Now, that offensive line that Kenneth Walker had wasn't great. I think Kenneth Walker truly made that offensive line look great. If this defensive line for Nebraska has had issues stopping the run, do I think Mekhi Frazier looks like Kenneth Walker? No, I don't necessarily say that, because I think Kenneth Walker is that generational talent, in my opinion. Some people might disagree with me. I think he should have absolutely been in the Heisman ceremony, in my opinion, for the season that he had. But if the defense has struggled running the ball and MSU is able to run the ball on this defense of Nebraska, I think MSU is going to be able to put up points, because they've been able to put up points against defenses where they've struggled to run the ball.
Okay.
So a question I've got for you, and I don't know if you're big into gambling or big into Vegas. This game opens up as Nebraska minus 10.5. Do you find that reasonable? Do you think Michigan State keeps it inside that range? What are you kind of expecting for this matchup in Lincoln?
And to caveat, give us your scoring prediction too. When you say if Michigan State's going to cover, etc. We want to hear all of that.
Zach. Come on, baby.
Let's go.
Love that you guys are putting me on the spot, but that's what I'm here for, right? Is to talk about that. But no, I truly think, and I'm interested by the spread. I think this MSU team is better than the 10.5 point spread. Now, I do know it is at Nebraska, which we've all seen that going at Nebraska is not easy whatsoever. I know, unfortunately, you guys end up falling to Michigan a couple of weeks ago, which would have loved to have you guys win. That would have been fantastic to have Nebraska win. Won't talk too much about that game, because I don't think any of us would be too thrilled about what happened in that game. But
all right, Zach, enough about that game.
But 10.5, I think, is a little much, in my opinion. I think that this will be probably a one-possession game. between both of these teams. I think offensively, you have Michigan State's going to be able to put up points. I think it's going to be one of those games that's truly going to be a opportunity for either a stepping stone or really a true measure of what this MSU is going to be. Because if this MSU team is going to be what we think they are, this is going to be a real opportunity to hopefully end up getting to that quote unquote 7-8 wins. Because I think if you have an MSU fan, the goal going into this year, if they want to admit it or not, would be a bowl year under Jonathan Smith. I think that should be the goal. If you want to get that, you need to win. You don't necessarily need to win this game, but a win in this would be really helpful for that. So I do think MSU covers. I think it'll be a one possession game here. And I'm actually going to disappoint you guys a little bit. I think MSU actually goes on the road and gets a win.
Wow,
I think it's going to be 33-30 win for MSU. I think you might get a Martin Kyington field goal at the end of the game to win it. But I think it's going to be a really competitive game. No hate, no anything towards you guys. I think it's going to be a rock fight for this whole entire game. And I think it's going to truly depend on which team can force turnovers. And I just think MSU, if they can run the ball against your defensive line, which it sounds like the defensive line hasn't been great this year, I think it might be a little bit too much for Nebraska, but you guys will still put up points on this defense. I'm very confident on that.
Well, Zach, you gave your scoring prediction, and my next question, it was just going to be a little hit it and quit it. Your thoughts regarding the Michigan State kicking game, but you kind of said that your guy would make a game-winning field goal pretty much at the buzzer, so that kind of answers my question.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident about this kicking game. I'm actually pretty confident about this special teams in general. I truly think that MSU by far has the best punter. I know people don't necessarily love talking about punters, but I want to make an argument that MSU has been punter U for the last little while, because you really have to think about Ryan Eckley. He's been fantastic this year. I know this is probably extremely boring for a lot of your listeners to hear, but I truly think special teams is something that is underappreciated and isn't talked enough about, because special teams can truly make a difference in a game, in my opinion.
Zach, you're on the right podcast to talk about special teams.
Zach, here's the thing.
That's great to hear.
Zach, you talk about left tackle, you talk about special teams. Bruh, I'm telling you, Husker fans are well plugged into this, man. I'm telling you, because these have been issues that we have seen. And so Husker Nation is well aware. I'm telling you. We've never been more interested in special teams than in the past, 10 years, I guess, because we've just been god awful.
Yeah. Hey, you can't be worse than Oregon State.
Remember your little punt return a few years ago? Remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Zach, I honestly really hope you prove us right this coming Saturday that you've got a great punter, because I'd like to see him on that field a whole lot.
I unfortunately would not like to see him on the field a whole lot, because that means that MSU is putting up points. But like, we've seen it this year where Ryan Eckley, when MSU's on maybe like the 50-yard line, really needed to kind of not flip the field, but really need to get in like the 20-yard line. Like, he's put it multiple times on like the 1-yard line this year.
Beautiful.
Like, that is
nice.
Just a difference maker. And I believe this year, I would have to look up exactly the distance wise, but I believe he's almost averaging like 50 plus yards a punt. Like, That's how good he has been. Like, he's a kind of guy that, like, if you're on the 30-yard line, like, if he punts it well, like, he could easily flip the field in MSU's favor. Like, obviously, he's a college punter. He doesn't always hit it that well. But, like, if you want to talk about one of the most beautiful punts you've ever seen, just watch Ryan Eckley's highlights tape, which obviously not necessarily the most fun highlight tape you ever see. But I think NBC, I believe, or some sort of maybe CBS actually had a highlight tape of Ryan Eckley punting with, like, song and, like, video and stuff like that. Like, that's how good he was in a couple of these games. So don't love Ryan Eckley being on the field a ton, because that means that MSU's not scoring. But if MSU has to flip the field, I feel pretty confident about him doing so.
Not quite a Tavon Austin tape, huh?
No, not as fun, but especially when he's punting it and it's stopping at the 1 yard line. And
Oh yeah,
a safety would be great for the defense. So that would be really fun for me if we got a safety in this game.
Yeah, I just hope your defense can stop, just anybody. You've given up over 40 points in a lot of games. So, but we'll see. We will see. We want to thank you for coming on No Block No Rock podcast. Make sure all the listeners out here, the 235 people that listen to Zach talk about the great punter they have at Michigan State, make sure you guys go follow at Michigang Sports. So we appreciate you and can't wait to get on your podcast on Wednesday.
Yeah, no, really appreciate you guys letting me join. I know I talked a little bit about a great punter, but truly don't underestimate this offense. We've seen it this year. We've seen them be able to put up points. Aiden Childs has been really good. It's going to be a road game. It's going to be something that hopefully Jonathan Smith will have this team ready to go. And I truly think it's going to be a really competitive game between both of these teams. Honestly, hopefully, I'm cheering for MSU to get the win. So hopefully I'm happy at the end of the day. I'm sure you guys rather be happy at the end of the day.
I hope you're sad. Are you making the trip to Lincoln?
I am not. I would love to go to Lincoln though. Lincoln, Nebraska would be incredible. Like I had a friend on my podcast that we always talk about how Nebraska and Iowa should play in a cornfield. How fun that would be.
Yeah,
Lord.
It's like a field of dreams.
This is how I know that you and your friend haven't been to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I know that. But we appreciate you coming on, and go Big Red, right?
Say it,
No.
say it, Zach.
No.
Say it.
Go green, go white.
Oh, no, wrong color.
Zach, thanks for coming on,
Awesome.
brother.
Thanks, Zach.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
You too.
Hey, you too.
All right, is he off?
He's off.
All right, he's gonna be wrong. 33-30. What the fuck are we talking about?
Dude, they have every power 4 team they've played. They've allowed over 40 points to, and they allowed a lot of points to Youngstown State.
Yeah.
They allowed 41 to Youngstown State, and I'm sorry, that's the FCS school.
Yeah.
That's an FCS school.
Now, hey, we say that we also didn't watch the game. Maybe there was some Garbo TD. No.
I'll tell you right now, when I get home tonight, I'm going to go watch the tape of that Youngstown.
Are you?
No, I'm not kidding.
No. Why would you do that?
It's crazy.
How did Youngstown State do that?
Yeah.
I need to see.
Because it was 41-24, yeah. I mean, you got to think it was at least a little bit interesting.
41-24. I'll just click it. Okay. So let's see. Where do they get all their points? I mean, Youngstown they scored 3 in the first, 7 in the second, 7 in the third, 7 in the fourth.
Can I take a wild guess and say passing?
I have no idea. Let me put it this way. Their quarterback went 24 for 34 with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Youngstown State. 2 passing, 1 rushing. Their running back had 7 carries and a touchdown. I don't know if there's any yardage on that, but that's what ESPN says. So,
I'm very confident in my scoring prediction now.
Well, okay. Let's do that.
Scoring predictions.
Let's get into scoring predictions and kind of what you expect to see on Saturday against a team that both these teams are coming off a loss, and they're both coming off bye weeks.
Indeed.
So I know Matt Rule brought it up today that he's like, we can't have perfect schedules, but I have to play 3 or 4 teams that come off bye weeks when they play us. So, this is one of them, but at least we're coming off a bye week as well.
Yeah. I'm curious to know, like, we look back at Michigan and the Bryce Underwood touchdown run for 32, 35-ish yards, whatever.
Yeah.
How many designed runs did he have?
Not a lot.
Was it just that one?
No, he had a couple, but
he
didn't really
3 or 4.
Yeah, he didn't really do much with them. It was just that one.
Because I mean, I look at Aiden Childs, and game by game it was 12, 10, 9, and 8. I'm pretty sure.
Attempts.
So I'm just curious to know how many quarterback design runs they call for him on Saturday.
I think you'll see probably more design QB runs against Nebraska than you have in their previous games. Again, just knowing that our D-line is kind of, at least right now, coming off of the Michigan game, known for getting pushed around. I think you'll see more. I don't think it's going to be like a crazy amount. You might see 3 or 4.
Well, and it's interesting too, because at least Michigan, they had Justice.
Yes.
Does Michigan State have
No.
a guy that they can
No.
hand the ball off to and he goes 75 gonzo?
No,
they
definitely
don't.
not.
And again, with a Nebraska passing D like it is, like I see a very sputtering Michigan State offense. I think there will be plays. Like, I'm not saying they're not going to get on the board.
Right.
But I think it's going to be sputtering. I don't think. Can I just go into my scoring
Yeah,
prediction?
go ahead.
Go in.
As we talked with Zach about, Michigan State's weaknesses and strengths, or their triumphs and traumas, if you will. My scoring prediction got actually a little bit wider.
Okay.
I originally had this at 35-10. I now have it at 42-10.
Yo.
Nebraska.
Jeez.
I think this is going to be a thumping.
Damn.
Well, again, just knowing that their secondary is incredibly weak, knowing that Dillon against a stout Michigan defense, including their secondary, was able to still put up 300 plus yards, 3 TDs. I see this being a thumping. Yeah.
42-10.
Yeah. I just,
Okay.
even with that D line.
Yeah. So I think there's going to be some portions of this game where Michigan State, they're going to get their running game going a little bit, and it's going to get annoying. You're going to see Aiden Childs. He's going to run more than Bryce, and I think that'll be a point of frustration at times. But I also think Dillon is going to put up his own numbers, and he's going to continue being very, very good. I'm going to say Nebraska 37, Sparty 28.
37-28. Okay.
So almost covering 9 points,
No, that is like they're covering.
Yeah,
Michigan
yeah,
State is
Michigan
covering.
We're
State is
not.
covering. Yeah.
but it'll be like one of those where both teams are going to kind of do what they do like they're going to figure it out on offense, put up enough points, except Michigan State. Michigan State won't, but we will.
Okay. Here's my thing. They're missing their left tackle, and I think that's a good thing for Nebraska. He said that they might be missing 2 pieces on their offensive line going into this game, and I think Nebraska is going to really try to make them one-dimensional. I don't think they're going to be able to pass the ball very well in Nebraska, and I think the pass rush will exist on Saturday. I think Nebraska wins 42-24. I think it might look easy at times for Nebraska, in my opinion. Like I have no reason to back it besides the fact that they've given up 40 points 3 times this year, and I think our offense is more explosive than Youngstown State, and I know it's more explosive than Boston College, and USC. Even if you want to call them the same as far as offensive firepower goes, I'm going to still say Nebraska can also put up 40 points, just like the other teams.
And
so,
I had made the point during our preseason when we were talking about Michigan State, how in the past 14 seasons, they've had 7 double-digit wins, and everybody was like, whoa, and that was also under D'Antonio.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where you don't really know what kind of Michigan State team you're getting. Like back in the day, Michigan State used to be known as the thumping team. They might score 9 points, but they'll still find a way, because they're hard-nosed and D'Antonio's a good coach. So I don't know if that still applies under Jonathan Smith. So I don't know. I don't think they're going to be that thumping hard-nosed team necessarily.
No, it's going to look like Mike Riley, though. I mean, like Jonathan Smith, you could call this game the Mike Riley
Just
Bowl.
because he's a beef?
Yeah, he's a beef. He was with Mike Riley through, time and through. And I just think the way that they run their offense is going to look exactly like Nebraska did from 2016 to 2018. It's going to look very similar to Nebraska. They're going to work on getting end arounds. It's going to be try to establish a run game. If they do that, that could be a problem for Nebraska. But I'm sorry, you're going to make Aiden Childs try to beat you with his arm. And they're going to have the same blueprint as they had for Bryce Underwood, and hopefully they execute it better. I mean, they did pretty good against Bryce Underwood, minus those 3 big plays, but he didn't beat him with your arm. Right. So as long as they can contain Aiden Childs, Nebraska's going to win the football game. That's it. Simple as that.
And hey, out of a bye week, I know Michigan State is also out of a bye week, but Nebraska, you're at home. You got 90,000 in red behind you. Can you bring the energy, please?
Oh yeah.
Like, can this not be one of those where it's like,
Better
oh,
not be
man,
sleepy.
We're out of a bye week and we just coming off a loss to Michigan and we're a little sleepy. Can we not do that, please?
I don't care if we lost to Troy last week. It's a no-sit Saturday. It's always a no-sit Saturday.
Hey, I did my damnedest.
Yo.
Stand up.
No, man. These
Get
people,
loud.
These Husker fans sit on their bums, bro.
Dude,
I'm telling you.
Stand up.
I wrote that article. Make sure you guys go check it out, Nebraska on SI. But I wrote that article about how Nebraska and Memorial Stadium needs to be back as one of the hardest places to play in college football. It starts again on Saturday. No-sit Saturday applies on every Saturday, no matter the opponent. It was supposed to be last. It was supposed to be against Michigan.
Fuck.
But still, Nebraska fans, show up, wear red. Wear red. You look in your closet and you're like, oh, I got this black polo and this red polo. Or I got this black cutoff and this. No. Wear red. Wear red. That's what color you wear at Memorial Stadium.
Jesus.
You wear red. You stand up the entire game. That's what you have to do on Saturday.
Yeah.
No-sit Saturday applies every single Saturday.
Except
if you want to have a little number next to you on the college football games, the video games, it starts with making it a hostile environment that teams can't walk in and take your lunch money.
We do have a blackout this season, though.
Oh,
Save the
cool.
black
Yeah,
for
guess
later.
what? You want to know what the blackout's going to look like?
What?
It's going to be red,
white,
It's
white,
all
white.
the colors. They're not going to execute.
Purple.
Yeah.
Mike, what do you say to the person that says
That says what? You deflating? I thought that was Mike that deflated like a balloon.
Because I already know he's gonna like. What do you say to the person that says, "I'm still loud when I sit down"?
No, you're not. You're not loud when you sit down.
I'm still loud when I sit on
You're
my
not.
ass.
No, you're not loud. Before we wrap up, guys, I know we've got 239 people in the chat. Make sure you guys drop your scoring predictions in the chat. I want to see how many people think Nebraska is going to beat Michigan State on Saturday. You know, this is one of those teams, too, that Nebraska's kind of had their number in the Big Ten. Like, out of all the Big Ten opponents we've played, like,
yeah, people like to remember the shitty punt return.
Yep.
But, like, other than that,
yeah,
like, I remember Jamal Turner.
yeah, DeMornay.
Well, that wasn't a loss, but
Yeah.
Brandon
yeah.
Riley.
like killing. Do you remember killing Kirk Cousins when he came here?
Yeah.
And they were ranked in the top 10, I think. And we destroyed Michigan State that year.
I'm just saying, like, for a Big Ten,
And Scott Frost's best win.
yeah,
Yeah.
for a
Oh,
for a Big Ten opponent this season, I think this is probably one of the weakest rosters that we've got left. I genuinely believe that. Like, this is a team that we should stomp.
Shit, dude, you said 42-10 for God's sake.
Oh yeah, and I mean it.
Woo.
Whole chest. I don't see, like, their rushing offense, from what I understand, is good. Their passing offense is good. But, I mean, from what we've seen, playing an elite passing defense. Again, with them missing a left tackle and potentially another O-lineman, that pass rush gets in there. You make them nervous early on. Like, this game can get ugly in a good way very quick.
Hey, you know what? I know he made an excellent play in week 1, and I know this episode's kind of going long. Can I see some Vincent Shavers?
yes.
You know what I mean?
Please.
That week 1 versus Cincinnati, hits the dude, ball pops out, key turnover before halftime. Can we see some Vincent Shavers action?
I'd love it.
This is the type of game that we need to see him, though, because there's going to be a lot of quarterback run, and somebody's going to have to be in the middle of the field.
Right.
And believe it or not, Vincent Shavers plays middle linebacker. So what are we doing? Like, they better have been watching a lot of film this bye week, but we've got a lot of score predictions coming in the chat. So far, nobody has picked Michigan State.
Oh, baby.
Besides our friend Zach. So
Shocker.
shocker.
In this chat, you're kidding.
Never.
Anything else? I think we're good, yeah?
I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, we did have should Latif play?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
He should
Yeah.
start.
Yeah, Latif will play when we're up 5 scores. That's when he'll play.
If we get to 42-10, maybe you see Latif.
According to Connor.
Maybe.
According to Connor, he's going to play the whole second half, just like he did against Houston goddamn Christian. You basically think Michigan State is Houston Christian, bro.
First half is 24/7. I'm gonna get real specific.
It's crazy. I want to see some Latif in the red zone. Let's go.
Yep.
Come on.
Hokie Skur said EJ runs 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 catching. So
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
EJ runs for 150 yards. He has 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving.
Well, that must mean Elijah Pritchett's playing a lot of left tackle then.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Because I think that's the only way that happens.
I would love to see that.
You know?
But I think we're going to see a lot more secondary attack.
Wonder what the RB2 is going to look like. I don't know.
Okay, everybody make a guess right now. Who is RB2 going forward?
Dude.
It's got to be Quentin Ives, right?
I would think.
Connor Booth.
There you go.
Shut up.
Why not?
Turn his mic off. Turn his mic
He's
off.
just as good as the other guys.
All right. Let's wrap this thing up.
I'm one of your NBNR podcast. Same handle for every. You already plugged us.
I know. Plug it again.
I know. There's more people.
Plug those holes.
Spotify, YouTube, especially YouTube, Apple, NBNR podcast. No block, no rock. That means if you don't block, you don't get the fucking rock.
Elijah Pritchett.
I want to see Elijah doing the Caden Proctor special. Can we see some Elijah Pritchett going out for a screen pass and just running over some folks?
That'd be cool.
Can we make this offense kind of fun?
You guys want to hear something wild really quick? I had to explain to people that have listened to us for like 2 or 3 years now what no block, no rock meant.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
They're like, I thought it meant like you didn't win if you didn't block. I was like, well, that's true.
I mean,
but like the rock is the football.
Fucking ball.
Oh,
So like if you don't block, like
Hey.
a receiver or a running back doesn't block, you're just not getting the ball.
yeah.
They're like, oh, that makes way more sense.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've had people like, wait, is no rock, no block? I'm like,
No
the fact
block.
that you're asking me that just means, fuck, dude. I don't.
yeah.
It's not that hard of a concept.
It's not hard. It's not hard. Make sure you guys go. Like we've got 240 people in here. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube, please. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. And if you guys want to join our Discord, we do have a Discord where we have lots of NBNR listeners talking about Nebraska football, baseball, volleyball, basketball,
Mike,
everything.
How much does it cost to join
It
the
is
Discord?
free.
Holy
Fucking
cow.
zero.
So
It's free?
Yes. If you want to join the Discord, just DM the podcast. We respond. So that's another thing. If you've got opinions, just DM us. We'll probably respond unless it's really bad.
Yeah.
So,
We do respond on that Discord.
yes.
I'm one of your hosts, Jared Hall.
Connor Cavalack.
And Mike Delaware.
As always, beat Michigan State and GBR.